Hey, what's going on, guys? Matthew here with Waddy's channel. Today, we are finally going to dive into the video I've been talking about making for a few weeks now. I've come across several racist and bigoted videos that is finally going to put a spotlight on some of the hatred that we've been dealing with, and racism is in full force. It is not safe to be a white person in today's society, and that's a damn shame. So I'm gonna look at some of the hatred that's being spewed on YouTube, mostly TikTok. And there's this thing that's become popularized: hate white people or hate white women. Like, just imagine that if you were white and you just opened up a video, hey, insert ethnic background here, they would be absolutely torn apart. But today's society, it is absolutely 100% acceptable to be racist towards white people. Nobody cares. If you're white, you have to be careful what you say. You have to monitor every single bit of actions you take, every words that come out of your mouth. You can't even joke around with your best friends in private without somebody taking something the wrong way. And it's a snowflake society today. So I am going to put together a bunch of clips and kind of highlight some of the bigotry that we are dealing with today. Is it going to do anything? Not really. But maybe a few hundred people will put eyes on it and be like, damn, this is a damn shame that this is happening in the world today. So I'm going to cut in with a few scenes. I'm going to try my best to kind of keep the video clips as similar as possible. So kind of like the same person that's asking a question, and they kind of show you some of the feedback, because the clips I'm going to show, the responses, these folks are better talkers than I am, so they could do a lot better job than I can, kind of explaining situations and whatnot. So, and every now and then I'll kind of chime in and throw my 2 cents in. But let's dive right into the video at hand.
Dear white women, listen. You're only playing this if you value your life, is to shut the fuck up. Listen exclusively to black, brown, and indigenous women, femmes, and non-men.
Here's an idea. You first. And I ain't saying that because you're black or a woman. You're just spouting BS. If you value your life, what the fuck does that, what are you gonna do? Like, honestly, you go on this rant talking about how what they're doing is messing up y'all's work to get y'all's rights and everything like that. And trust me, I dislike white women being white saviors as much as the next person. Don't get me wrong. But as soon as they actually take your advice and shut up, y'all are gonna complain that they're not doing enough. But silence is violence, right? Right. Thank you for your time. Also, I don't know anyone that really talks like that. You're not Tia Dalma from Pirates of the Caribbean. Thank you.
I got a serious question. This is for white people only. If you're not white, please keep scrolling. White people only. That's terrible. If you're not white, keep it pushing. All right, so now that I got y'all alone, why do y'all want to be invited to the cookout so bad? Can y'all just tell me the significance? Because I've been to countless, I've hosted countless. I just want to know why y'all want to come so bad. Oh, and for the record, it's not called a cookout. I won't correct you though, but it's not called a cookout. Disclaimer, don't come with the racist shit because I will air you the fuck out. Respectfully. But I really want to know why.
So that's really a thing? Question mark. I mean, whether you call it a barbecue or you call it a cookout, I mean, is that truly an issue? Like, Now I've got questions. So my household back in Chicago, and I know this isn't like a Chicago thing in general, I guess, but like my house in particular, we didn't say refrigerator, we said icebox. We had freezer, icebox. So throughout my childhood and throughout my entire life, I still call it icebox. I still don't want to say refrigerator. Now, if I'm saying, hey, this milk needs to be refrigerated, that's different, right? But I don't call it refrigerator. I don't like the word refrigerator. I think there's just certain words and phrases I don't like. Like like I don't say right of way. I might say people first or something. I don't know because I don't know. I don't like the way it sounds. Like I don't say Danish. I don't know. Call it a biscuit or I don't know donut. I don't care. I don't know what it is, but calling it a Danish just sounds weird. And I'm not talking about Danish people. I'm talking about the actual snack. So I mean, like I said, there's words and there's phrases that I'm not a fan of, and refrigerator I don't like that word. So, but cookout and barbecue, like I might say either one. I don't think I really have a preference, but I never thought that that was really an issue. So, and I never thought that that was like ethnic persons. Like if you're black, you'd say barbecue. If you're white, you would say cookout. I mean, to me, if you're white, you could say either or. If you're black, you could say either or. If you're Asian, Hispanic, again. So now I have questions. Now I gotta do some research and try to figure out what the heck's going on because now I've got I've got to learn about this now. Next clip.
Black people will invite white people to the cookout, but do white people ever invite us to the country club?
All right, so there's actually an incoming stitch to this video. So there was a response to this question or whatnot, but I had to throw my 2 cents in just before I actually move forward with the video because I just think that is the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard. So and so invites you to a barbecue, but you're mad because that so and so doesn't invite you to a country club. Now, let's think about that for a minute. Are you under the assumption that all white people are part of some kind of country club? You do realize that country clubs are for like the financial elite, and not everyone are Bill Gates and Donald Trump and whatnot. So where is this whole you're not inviting us to the country club type of deal? More to the point, how many people out there actually play freaking golf? And don't say Tiger Woods, he's the greatest golfer of all time, yada yada yada. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I mean golf in general. I know it's supposed to be like the most leisurely sport out there. Something, you can be 60, 70, 80 years old still out on the field playing golf because it doesn't take the most work, but you still got to have eye coordination and everything. You still got to be able to hit the ball with might and everything. So yeah, there's still technique and skill involved, but you're not running, you're not catching a ball, and you're not throwing 90 miles an hour, etc. So, but come on, that's ridiculous. That is a horrible comparison. If you were saying we invited you to the cookout or to the barbecue, because you got to call it a barbecue, can't call it a cookout, but you never invited us to a barbecue type of deal, one for one exchange. I got it, but that's a terrible no. I'm done with that. That's it. That's it. That's all I gotta say on that topic. Simply put, not everybody are members. So how the heck are they? How the heck is anybody supposed to invite? And it's not just white people; it's Asians, whoever is being invited to your party, to your cookout, to your barbecue, etc. Damn. You know what? I think maybe that one girl was onto something. Maybe white people do say cookout, or maybe I just say cookout. Or maybe I just say cookout because she asked the question, do you call it cookout? And now that's in my brain. But Now I'm confused. But let's move on.
Black people will invite white people to the cookout, but do white people ever invite us to the country club?
So here's the thing, right? I would love to. I've been invited to cookouts. My goulash was a great side dish to the brisket they had going on. And I would love to double it and give it to the next person and all that, you know? But here's the thing. Besides being poor and unimportant, the only country club I know by name was this one back home, and allegedly, they caught on camera this crazy kid pooping in the holes, and he was naked so they could see identifiable tattoos, and he tried to steal the golf carts. You know, so, I could give it a shot. I'm sure it's blown over for that alleged kid that I don't know who it is. But let's just say you probably have a better shot of getting in than me.
Why every time I walk past a white person, they be like...
I don't speak for all white people, but I can speak for a lot of white Midwesterners. Ayo, Minnesota nice. We do this. Everyone. Don't know why. Don't know how to stop. Help.
Oh my freaking god. Now I seriously believe people are just trolling. Are you seriously bitching and complaining because somebody gave you a friendly smile? Yes, that's literally what they... Oh, why do white people do this? Mother effer. I do that. And it's not if I'm passing a person of color. I do that to anybody. If I'm walking past someone, you know I do, or I'll give them a head nod or something. Why? It's a friendly gesture. It's a friendly smile. It's saying hello without saying hello, or just simply put, you're acknowledging the existence of the other person. I mean, you're walking by someone on the street, you don't say anything to them. You know what? That could be considered rude. But you kind of give them a little head nod. You know, you're basically saying hello, you know, how are you type of deal, without actually saying all the extra words. So the fact that someone would actually make a video pitching and complaining because somebody gives them a friendly smile. I mean, what? You want them to look at you with such hatred in their eyes that it looks like they want to chop your head off? Would you rather have them look at you like that? Seriously? A smile does you... Like I said, I freaking think people are just trolling now. I think... And it goes back to the victim mentality. People are finding any and every excuse humanly imaginable so that they can play the victim and play the little trump card. But you know what? With the victim mentality, you don't have to take responsibility for your actions. You're going to get the attention from those that you're telling your story to. So you're making people feel sorry for you. You know, you're always going to seem interesting to other people, or you're always going to have stories to tell. This horrible thing happened to me, and essentially that's where the laziness comes into play. You're going to get more for doing less type of deal. And you know, people they're not going to criticize you for less. They're going to feel sorry for you. They're going to take responsibility for... They're basically going to take responsibility for it. I don't know, man. It's annoying. I'm just gonna leave it at that. That it's just frustrating, and it's an annoyance. But it's not going anywhere, man. This stuff it's too prevalent, and people are just eating this crap up. So why stop when it's working for you? Let's move on to the next clip, guys.
Okay, so I have a question for white people. So if you're not a white people, please keep scrolling. Okay, so what is up with y'all not using curtains and blinds at night and having all of your lights on and everybody's able to see into your house? Like, does that not make you uncomfortable? Like, what is it? Is it the whole mentality of like, oh, it can never happen to me? Like, you really think that somebody's not driving past, learning the layout of your home and thinking that they won't rob you? Like, I genuinely want to know. Can somebody please comment and tell me what that is about? Because I'm stressed out.
So, white people. Question. What does it feel like to be white? Especially if you're white in America.
Imagine being a race that you're not allowed to be proud of. That's how it feels to be white. If I was to make a post on Facebook and I said I'm proud to be white, I'd be the most racist person there was. That's how it feels to be white. Imagine being blamed for things you were not even a part of. That's how it feels to be white. We have all these occasions throughout the year. We have Black History Month, we have Juneteenth, we have Pride Month. If we was to celebrate being white, that'd be a no-go. That's how it feels to be white. You have your cable channels. You have BET, Black Entertainment. If we created a channel that was called WET, White Entertainment, that'd be a no-go. That's how it feels to be white. If we speak up on racism, we're hated by some of our own kind and other races. That's how it feels to be white. Have the day you deserve.
Okay, so here's the thing. The majority of white people are completely against racism. The majority of all people are completely against racism. We have to stop letting them try to divide us. See, that's their biggest fear, is us uniting. And no one can completely walk in someone else's shoes, but what we can do is listen with open minds and have empathy. We can't let them win. Come on, guys, let's stand together and let's stop this.
White people.
Hi, white person here. Now imagine if white people started their videos with black people. That's ugly.
Question.
What's your question?
What does it feel like to be white?
What does it feel like to be white?
Especially if you're white in America.
White in America, that changes the whole thing because white in America is not always that great. This is coming from an immigrant. Before moving to the United States, color of the skin was never the topic of any conversation. Nobody cared. But then I moved to the United States and suddenly my skin color became important. Why?
I know being a black person, especially a black woman, one of the biggest issues that we're always exhausted.
White people are tired as well. One of the things that we're tired of is seeing videos like yours where the video starts with white people. Why do we need to make a difference between white, black, purple, green, whatever? Why don't you start a video with people or women or I don't know, narrow it down. Stop saying white people, because guess what? We would start our videos like that, we would be called racist. How does it feel being white and living in the United States? I can tell you this, it feels amazing, because who does not want to hear the word white privilege all the time? And when we get that promotion because we sacrifice our time, we sacrifice our health, we sacrifice time with our family over the person with a different skin color, guess what? White privilege. We feel like we're always walking in eggshells because we cannot say anything anymore, because if we say something that crosses the line for you guys, we're called racist. Someone I've been friends with for years has been to my house, has met my family, knows my children, knows my husband, said black women who achieve certain success should be celebrated. And I said, I agree, but all women should be celebrated who achieve certain success. Holy crap, the backlash that I got for that, and I was called a racist. Please make that make sense. We literally do not know what we can and cannot say anymore. Here's another example. My children didn't get into the school that they wanted and we wanted for them because they're white. This is what happened. The school was trying to fill a diversity quota, and my children, who by the way, born in one country, have passports of 2 other countries, speak 3 languages fluently, did not meet the diversity quota. And guess what? The skin color, they're white. Perfectly diverse children. Didn't get it.
I never hear white people talk about stuff like that.
I can sit here for hours and give you a whole laundry list of what it feels like being white living in America. But what's the point? Can we just all be friends? I just like good people. And I personally do not care what are you, black, purple, or white.
So, white people. Question. What does it feel like to be white?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't let my color swatch determine how far that's going to get me in life. If I want something, I work for it. I go after it. Whether it's light to dark, the way some of you obsess over color. Color. It's like you've made it, you're like your identity, and that's all you know, which is why some of you are insecure as fuck, because you lack character in your soul. You then connect with others over color swatches, which has you unfulfilled in relationships because you're essentially bonding over aesthetics. If you think I'll advance more in the workforce because of my color swatch, well, I work at a high-end spa, and they just don't hire anybody there. And there are people from all different backgrounds, various genders, and dark color swatches who are making more money than me. And if you're wanting an apology from me, I don't apologize for shit that I'm not sorry about. If you're wanting me to be angry, so angry, over history, I'm actually done. Being angry over events I was never even a part of nor alive for. Because coming from a mixed background, I used to be furious and experienced different levels of emotional fuck shit. And that was getting me absolutely nowhere. So now I just focus on what's going on in the present and how I'm able to better myself in terms of personal growth. So I'm able to show up and so I'm able to be of better service for the people that I help with in their healing. If you're asking me what it would be like to step into the shoes of someone who is a medium to dark color swatch, that's never going to happen. For the longest, this may be a hard pill to swallow, but pain and suffering happens in various color swatches and genders. And for the longest time, I had the hardest time being in my own shoes and in my own body. And now that I'm actually getting more and more comfortable being here, the last thing I'm going to do is astral project into someone else just to be more relatable. And if you're wanting me to do that just so I can have more compassion and comprehension of someone else's pain and suffering, I would consider that manipulating someone in order to gain respect, and that's sleazy as fuck. And if you're thinking to yourself, if I have white pride, I do actually. I have white. It's not white though. It's European and Latina pride because I honor both ancestry. Because I'm so goddamn grateful for all of the ancestors and generations that it took to bring me here. And with all the healing that I did, I actually rekindled a gift that is ancestral healing with working with the underworld and demon removal. That was an ancestral gift once lost due to oppression and genocide. And as far as my knowledge, I'm the only person that's doing this. So I am goddamn proud of who I am. Considering the shade of my color swatch, you are wanting me to be an ally and all-inclusive. Inclusivity! Well, there's a couple things that come to mind when I hear that word, and it would be complying to someone's ideology, belief system, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and keeping quiet when I don't agree with them, which is exclusive, and that's something I don't comply with because I have a mind of my own, and I do not conform to something that I do not agree with. And if I don't like something, I'll speak up about it. And the other is accountability. So if I see light, medium, to medium dark color swatch, apparently they're acting like a piece of shit. Apparently I can't say anything because it would be considered racist, and that just doesn't fly with me. I don't give a fuck about swatches, genders, pronouns. Accountability is accountability, period. And if it pisses you off that I said color swatches throughout this video, well, this is exactly how you look at a human being. I'm really emphasizing the word human being. And with that all said and done, fuck skin color and have a blessed day.
Some black lady made a post that says, "White people, how does it feel to be white?" Okay, well, this is how it feels to be white. Imagine being a race that you're not allowed to be proud of. If I put up that I'm proud to be white, people would comment that I'm the most racist person in the world. All right, imagine being blamed for something that you were never a part of. Okay, so also, on top of that, imagine that you can't get a job now because of the color of your skin. Like, literally, they tell you that we are not hiring any white people right now. We need more people of ethnicity here. Huh. Imagine being straight and white and Christian. You're like the triple threat of hatred. Imagine being told that you have an ideology that you don't have. Like, just because you're white, you're racist. So that's what it's like to be white.
So these last few clips that we saw, they pretty much just hit it out of the ballpark. That is exactly what it's like to be a white American in the 21st century. And really, the last few decades, it's been getting worse and worse as the years gone by. And for lack of a better term, a lot of these snowflakes that take things the wrong way because they're very soft skinned. Now, me, I'm white. I know it's a shocker, right? But I was in the Army in 2004, and I spent 6 years in active duty. And I was a logistician in the Army. Now, anyone that served in the military knows that supply guys in the Army, probably 60% or more are black. It's just what it is. What it is. So my platoon might be mostly black. Okay. After military service, I went into government contracting. I was a military logistician. So what do I do when I go overseas with my government work? I'm back in the warehouse. I'm back to doing supply and logistics. So my last job in particular with Lockheed Martin, I think there were probably 24 employees. I think I was the only white guy. Everyone else was black. Ask me how many times I sat in a room with a bunch of black men and women and thought, damn, I'm the only white guy in here. Not one single goddamn time. You know why? Because I didn't look around and see, hey, there's all these black employees. I looked around and say, hey, over here is John. And over here is Daniel. Or over here is Byron. Actually, I don't remember a lot of my coworkers' names. So I'm just throwing out some random names there. But the point is, they were good people. They were friends. They were hard workers. And I enjoyed working with them. So at the end of the day, I saw people. I didn't see color. And a lot of people, and I keep talking about people wanting to play victim because they're abusing the system and they're using the trump card to they're using the victim trump card to get away with murder, essentially blaming someone else for their shortcomings. So they didn't do well in school, didn't go to college, didn't get a high education, didn't get these high paying 6-figure jobs, and they want to blame someone else for the shortcomings. Oh, it's white privilege. That I absolutely despise. Every time I hear that, I want to choke the living hell out of somebody. There is absolutely no such thing as white privilege. When you hear the word privilege, it basically means it's somebody who has all of these gifts, meaning those high paying jobs or those promotions, and having to do absolutely nothing in order to get it. If I am a CEO of a company and I hire my 18-year-old son to be the new manager of the company, he's privileged because he got the job for no other reason other than him being my son. Now, obviously, I don't have kids, but I'm just using it as an example. But in that case, that's my company. Of course, you're going to hire family. That only makes sense. But that to me would be an example of privilege. But no, that is, you as a white person do not have privilege. As a service member, I went into the Army as a private first class, as with 4 years of JROTC under my belt in high school. So automatic E3. In 6 years, I gained 1 rank. Why? I mean, I did everything that the job required. I was always at work, never missed work, never called out of work, was always at the warehouse, got put on special duties or some kind of details. I was always there on time, always did the work. Always at PT, never missing any work due to appointments or anything like that. Respectful. Nobody knew my job as well as I did. I mean, I worked all these different sections of the warehouse, so I knew my job really well. Furthermore, with all of our deployments, maxed out on awards, maxed out on correspondence courses. So I basically had everything. I mean, I went to the board, I went to the promotion board. So why is it that after all this time, could I not make the rank of sergeant? Given a 92 Alpha, you basically have to max out literally everything in order to get promoted to E5 sergeant, because the points are basically impossible to get promoted with that particular MOS. But it didn't keep my fellow soldiers, many of them who were with me back in AIT, many of them who were E1 privates when I met them at AIT. They are people of color. They all made sergeant. What did they have over me that I did not? Not a damn thing. What, college? I had college. What else they got? So I didn't really complain about it. And at the end of the day, it worked out in my benefit. I mean, like I said, after 6 years, I started looking into overseas contracting. And when the time ran out, I went overseas, and I made a good career. For over 10 years, I was a overseas contractor, and yeah, I lured many opportunities I think I missed out on because, let's be honest, as a white guy, there just wasn't room for progression. Was it fair? I don't think so. I understand reasoning from time to time, but I don't sit back and say, hey, so and so got the job because, I'm white and I was passed over for that reason. I was just happy to have a job. I was happy to earn an income and to be supporting my family. So I wasn't sitting around blaming others. I was finding ways to try and improve myself, to make myself more marketable. Kept going to school, kept getting more educated, went all the way to my doctorate degree. I didn't finish the doctorate degree, and at this point, I'm done. But how many people could sit back and say that they could retire at age 37, right? So I just don't like the excuses, blaming others for whatever failures that they may have, blaming today's modern day 21st century white people for something that happened 400 years ago. If you guys saw the video I made, would have posted about a week ago, the one that featured Candace Owens and the history of slavery. Don't blame white people for that. Slavery has been going on for thousands and thousands of years, long before the Americas ever had their slaves, and long after the indigenous people had enslaved their own people. So slavery is still a thing today in Africa and around the Middle East, and I believe there's still some in Asia going. So a lot of hate being spewed towards white people in general, and not just white Americans. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's spewed towards Australians and Europeans as well, but it's just our own people hating on our own citizens, and it's disgusting. So this last part has gone almost 10 minutes, so I'm probably hovering around a 20+ minute video. So I'm going to probably cash it in now, and that way the video is not crazy long for you guys. But hopefully this video was something that will speak volumes to some folks and was enjoyable. Always open to a discussion, but if you are going to leave comments, please be respectful. No hate. I have gotten those in the past. I don't keep that on my channel. I like to keep the comments respectful, and again, I'm open to debates as always. I like to hear other sides and other points of view, so feel free to say what you got to say, but just be careful with your verbiage. Let's just put it that way. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and until next time. Excuse me. Talk to you guys later. Goodbye, everybody.